everyone, it's Josie at KnitChats. At long last, I am sitting down to do a little video tutorial on one of our Crochet Along projects. And this is the Nobody's Perfect shawl by Potter and Bloom. And the intention is to dive into your scrap basket and use those little bits up and learn how to crochet this simple little shawl at the same time. So this is a free pattern, and it is written in both the US terms and UK terms. They are slightly different, but it's helpful that the designer wrote it in both UK and US terms. So there's really only, two stitches you need to know. The chain stitch and a single crochet stitch. And I'm referring to the US terms here. So let me show you. I did an itty bitty swatch. The pattern calls for, or she used fingering weight. You can really do this in any weight you choose. When you choose your scraps, you just want to make sure they're pretty similar in weight. I went ahead and did a baby swatch in fingering weight, and it was a little fussy. And, I switched colors every row, and, there will be definitely lots of little ends to weave in. And so, anyway, instead of continuing on with the fingering weight, I thought for demonstration purposes I would move up to a worsted weight so it'll be easier to see. I went ahead and used 2 colors for the start of this little swatch, and it would be good practice to start on maybe a heavier weight yarn like worsted weight. Alrighty, let's get started. One thing to note is that whatever yarn you are using, go up 1 or 2 hook sizes. You'll want to maybe practice your tension first to see the sort of fabric it creates. I would suggest going up 1 or 2 hook sizes so that it creates a looser, more drapey fabric versus a dense one, as I think that will probably result in a shawl that's a little more drapey. Okay, so we begin with a slip knot, and all you do is make a loop, bring your working yarn up through that loop, and then you can snug that up, insert your hook into the slip knot, and then tighten it up a little bit, not too loose and not too tight. Now we will create 4 chains. So we always lead with our hook, wrap it and pull through. That's the first chain. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3, and 1 more, and that's 4 chains. Now we're going to join these chains into a loop, into a circle, by a slip stitch. So we're going to go into this first chain, wrap your yarn and pull through that first chain and the chain on your hook. Okay, I'm going to tuck that tail behind. Now make note of the center space, which is that hole right in the middle there, because we will be making our first single crochets into that hole. Okay, so now we go to row 1. We're going to make 2 single crochets into the loop. Okay, so to make a single crochet, I'm going to insert the loop, my hook into the center of the circle. Wrap the yarn, pull it through once, wrap your yarn, and pull it through 2 loops. And that is 1 single crochet. And we will make another one. Insert into the center of your circle, wrap your yarn and pull it through, wrap your yarn and then pull it through 2 loops. And that is your second single crochet. The next instruction is, in parentheses, 1 single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet into the loop. Okay, so we will single crochet, now here's a chain 1, and with this chain 1 we're going to put a marker, right, a locking marker, removable marker right around that space where the chain 1 is, because we'll want to identify that later, and it could be a little hard to do that when you have all these single crochets around it. So mark that stitch, and then now we need to do another single crochet into the center. So insert your hook into the center, wrap your yarn, pull it through, and then pull through both loops. So this sequence was single crochet, chain 1 where we've marked the stitch, single crochet. Okay, now we're going to work 2 further single crochets into the loop. So insert our hook, pull through 2, that's 1, insert your hook, pull through 2 loops, and that's 2 single crochets. Now, if at this point, actually, when you change color, if you're changing color, you would change color in the new, in the last stitch. So if we were to change color, I'm going to pull out this last single crochet, and here's what we mean by that. So if you're going to change color, you're going to change it in the last stitch. So here's the single crochet. You insert your hook, pull it through, and then to complete the single crochet we would yarn over and pull it through. But at this point, this is where we would change color. And for the most part, this is where in crochet you want to change color, is in the very last stitch of the stitch sequence. So I will add my orange at this point to complete that single crochet. Okay, and then you can just, I'm going to just tug on that a little bit to tighten that end up. And at this point you can cut your previous color and then add your new. I'm going to, for demonstration purposes, I'm going to continue with these two colors. So I will just alternate colors. Okay, so now the instruction says chain 1, which will be in your new color. And this is our turning chain. So we will turn our work and we'll begin working back and forth. Okay, so row 2, we're going to do 2 single crochets in the first stitch. Now if you roll this edge forward, you will see these V's, nice defined V's, and those are the stitches we will go into. You will go under both legs of the V's. Okay, so the row 2 now says 2 single crochets in the first stitch. So the first stitch will be this first yellow stitch. We did our turning chain and we go into that first yellow stitch. So 2 single crochets. So let me drop this. And okay, so 2 single crochets into that first V, which is the top of the single crochet in the previous row. Okay, and then you're going to do 2 single crochets. So insert your hook, draw the yarn through, wrap your yarn and pull through both loops. That's 1 single crochet. The next single crochet, we go into that same V. Okay, so now we have 2 single crochets, and that is an increase. Now we will single crochet in each single crochet to the marker. So into the V, that's 1 single crochet. The next V, and then here's the marker. That is the chain 1 space that we did in the previous row. And then we are going to do, in parentheses, the 1 single crochet, chain 1, and 1 single crochet, all in this chain 1 space. So I'm going to remove this marker and keep going. So there's that chain 1 space. Insert your hook. You'll do 1 single crochet, chain 1, and now we're going to pop that marker into that chain 1 space again. And then single crochet, all in that same space. Okay. And then single crochet in each single crochet to the end. Oh, excuse me. So we will go to the, in the last stitch, last stitch. Oh wait, let me get my ends here. Oops. Yes. Okay, so in this last stitch here, we will do 2 single crochets to match the increase on the other side. So there's one, and then the second one. Now, before we finish off that last stitch, if you're going to change colors, this is where you would change color before or in that last stitch sequence. So I'm going to bring up my yellow and finish that sequence. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to go back and repeat row 2, and this is the row you'll be repeating throughout the pattern. So we added our new color by doing that last sequence in the single crochet, and then we do chain 1 for our turning chain in the new color, and then we turn. Okay, and then we continue row 2. This is the one we'll be repeating every time. So we will do 2 single crochets in that first stitch, and then 1 single crochet in each stitch to the marker. Okay, now here is this chain 1 stitch, which is the center stitch, the center space that you'll always be working the chain 1, or excuse me, the single crochet, chain 1, and single crochet into. And this is what's going to create the point of the shawl. So we'll remove this marker, we'll do the chain 1 into the space, or excuse me, single crochet, chain 1, pop that stitch marker on in that space, and then finish the sequence with the chain, excuse me, single crochet, and then single crochet in each of the stitches until you reach the last stitch. And in that last stitch, you're going to do an increase, which is 2 single crochets in that last stitch. Okay, oh, and if you're changing colors, before you complete that final single crochet, you'll want to go ahead and use the new color. To finish that last single crochet, and then chain 1 for your turning chain in the new color. And you will continue in each of the single crochets, working back and forth and continuing to mark that center point of your shawl. Okay. So I hope this helps, and if you decide to do this, I hope you'll share your project with us. I think I may attempt to do this in fingering weight because I have a lot of fingering weight and sock scrap weight yarn. All right, happy crocheting. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at KnitChats.